trying to contain it, okay? I know it's funny.
Hall of Famer! Yeah!
The greatest heavy metal band in the world, Steel Panther.
Did you get that? That was my sigh. I was sighing. Wow.
And you are going to find a rusty nail, and you're going to slit your wrist, and you're going to kill yourself. That's where you're going, Jack. You need to lighten up.
This is Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah.
When he's driving, and you cut him off at an intersection.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
You gotta do some shrooms or something.
Have you ever seen the Attitude Adjustment? That's a move.
I'm scared because I was actually talking about the voices that I hear in my head, and I now realize we were talking about Randy Orton.
I remember when Chris Benoit killed his family and then hung himself from the weight machine. Let's do that in a match at WrestleMania.
Listen up, turn it up and rock it out. Party on, I wanna hear you scream and shout. This is real as it gets. I came to your town to get some fucking respect. Taking it back to a hardcore level. You better be ready, put your pedal to the metal. Taking it back to a hardcore level. Better be ready, put your pedal to the metal. Go! Whoa, I never give in. Whoa, I never give up. Whoa, I never give in. I just wanna be loved. Whoa, I never give in. Whoa, I never give up. Whoa, I never give in. I just wanna be loved.
I am Jack Peterson. I'm Ajax. I'm Mr. Clean. I am Sex Pac. I'm a man of 1,000 strong. The order of wrestling opinions. I'm Bruce Buffer. I'm Buffer Bagwell. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a new nickname today, and we'll get to that. But Phil, what a week we have had.
What a week we've had indeed, Jack. I'm Mr. Predictions still. I just want you to know that.
Sure.
But I've earned a new nickname today. Not only am I Mr. Predictions, but I'm also Mr. Unpredictable now. I'm also, of course, Phil. Phil X, Prince Havoc, Too Sweet. I'm amazing. I'm the IC champion right now. And Jack, we have a lot to talk about today.
We do have a lot to talk about, and like I said earlier, I have a new nickname today. All right, I'm gonna tell you what that is, but first let me explain how we got to it. When we were joined live last week by a multitude of people, listeners, fans, whatever you want to call them. Last week we were joined here live on Twitch, twitch.tv/FightGeist Wrestling. You can follow us right now, by the way. I mean, not to mention you can follow us at FightGeist Wrestling on Instagram. You can follow us at FightGeist Pod on Twitter. You can subscribe on YouTube and turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode or a video. You can even find us on Facebook. I think we have a website. I don't know. Who cares? Who goes on the internet anymore? But look, we had a big trivia contest last week because it was our 25th episode. And Phil, I was given, I don't know, a new name, a new nickname. I think I achieved something based on what my team did. So, Phil, I have a new nickname this week. You know about this?
Really?
You know about the victory that I had last week? More specifically, the victory my team had?
I'm not really too sure about it.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Because, look...
You mean the victory that you didn't really earn because you cut short my mystery partner from answering his 4 remaining questions?
You claim that.
Yeah, the game that you cheated at. Yeah, I know. I remember that now.
Never cheated in my life. Never done that.
You were talking about a game that you won fair at, and I was like, whoa, wait, what the hell is he talking about? That never existed. But now I realized you're talking about the game that you cheated.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, so he's talking about that game. I see. So yeah, continue.
There has never been a time that I've had any sort of victory where I could actually revel in it before you said something like, I used a lag switch. You said something like, I pull up a clip of you hating Christian and then lying about it. And then you have to be like, no, you faked it. I can never have a moment in the sun. So, what?
Well, let me tell you about this game, all right?
Yeah.
You had a mystery partner, and he didn't show up.
True.
And each mystery partner was going to answer 5 questions. And just because your mystery partner didn't show up, you didn't let my mystery partner answer the 5 questions. You only let him answer 1.
Your mystery partner was a plastic phone. I hate to break the fourth wall, but your mystery partner was really just a member of my team. Can I say that?
No, my mystery partner was Mark 1.
Right.
And just because you view him as a plastic phone doesn't mean that he identifies as a plastic phone, Jack. He's
You're
a
right.
male.
I should back up. You're right. So look, let me just say this much, okay? You every single week get to bask in the glory of being Mr. Predictions, right? To the point that I even created a whole song for that whole thing, right? So that you can brag about that. One of these days, I'll top you. I'll be Mr. Predictions, but that day has not come. It may be far off. Who knows? Today, I can be satisfied with just being Mr. Trivia. Till it gets real loud. I am Mr. Trivia, Phil. It's true.
It's damn true. I love the auto tune.
No, that's my real voice. You never heard me
that's
sing.
your real voice. No, I never heard you sing before. I didn't know you had such a beautiful voice.
I hate to disappoint you, Phil, but I have some audio that makes me look good this time. All right.
Okay,
I'm done with the audio making you just simply look bad, or the audio like the Mr. Prediction song trying to make you look a little cooler than you are. I'm putting production into myself now, okay? I am Mr. Trivia, and not only because I beat you last week, or my team beat your team, nothing you can say that makes that false. It happened. Really. But because I beat you 17-4 in episode 20. These things both happened. They're true. Go back in the archives. They're true. I am... Trivia. Sorry to break to you. It's true.
Well, I will say one thing. You have a good singing voice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I've been practicing it, actually. That last part, too, the turn up the treble part, you might think that was actually from Mr. Kennedy's theme song, but I re-recorded it myself in my home studio. So,
really?
Yeah, that was all me as well.
Oh, wow, really? That's interesting.
I'm practicing with my drums, my guitar. You know, this is the guitar right here that I used.
Okay, play something real quick?
Play something real quick. All right, you ready? All right. I like to call this one Mr. Trivia. What do you think?
Wait, so that guitar also plays drums at the same time? You're able to also play drums while strumming?
It's like one of those keyboards where you press a button and there's different electronic fake instruments. It's like that, except they're also actually recordings of me playing those same instruments. So it's a whole thing, you know? Yeah.
Oh wow, you could be a modern day, I don't know, Justin Bieber or something.
I think so. Or at least like a T-Pain or something. I mean, if you listen to my singing voice. Trivia. So yeah, there's that.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Wow, I didn't even know such an instrument existed. You're living in 3020 while I'm stuck here in 2020.
And maybe that's why I was so much better at trivia than you. My team was so much better selected than yours.
Not really. I mean, your mystery partner didn't show up, and other people from your team also didn't show up, and you kind of cheated by not letting my mystery partner answer the questions that he was supposed to answer. But it's okay.
Fuck my mystery partner. Fuck your mystery partner. All right. I
Bleedies,
won.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Tell him Bleedies.
Well, you know, Phil, we had an interesting week last week. You know, I mean, not only did my team win, whatever. We can move on from that. Look, it was quite the episode. We had people talking over each other, screaming over each other, people at varying degrees of sobriety, and a lot of feedback in my ears at constant times. I think it ended up being either the best episode we've ever had or the worst episode we've ever had.
The best ever.
You think?
Yep.
All right. You know, I'd be glad to call it one of the better ones.
We had Mark
true.
1.
Yeah.
Urka Jerk. Boulevard Bullies. We had Guy with Fat Cat, including Fat Cat.
True. And we had special cameos, of course, at the beginning from Kevin Scampoli, Casanova Valentine, Fred the Elephant Boy, Nasty Leroy. There's so many people who lent their voices and their faces to last week. I mean, you made it all possible. We've had 25 episodes of the show. This is number 26. And each one of them has only existed because of the people who join us every week on twitch.tv/FightGeist Wrestling. So thank you once again for being part of it. If you were here last week, if you were simply in the chat, we love you. But you know what I didn't love?
What?
I didn't love this pay-per-view that happened this week. All Out. Do you hear this thing?
Yeah, you don't like anything cool. Actually, earlier I was raising everyone's opinion, and I had your opinion maybe around here. And honestly, now the more that I think of it, your opinion is also out of frame.
Oh, all right. I think more people agree with me and what I'm about to say than you think.
Nope. Sebi doesn't count. He's just a mark boy.
Is he? Sebi agrees with me. I know for a fact he agrees with me. And Sebi, you might as well call in if you'd like to
Don't
tell
call in,
Phil,
Sebi.
give him a piece of your mind. But on top of that, a lot of people on All Out was not their best effort, not All Elite Wrestling's best effort. We didn't pick
Fuck
this
everybody
show.
on the internet.
We
I don't
didn't-
care
yeah.
about any wrestling fan on the internet. 80% of wrestling fans I hate.
I actually don't disagree with you. I think a lot of people on the internet have some very, opinions that don't quite line up with mine in terms of wrestling.
Maybe
and
we
a lot
should
of-
go on wrestling forums.
We should go on wrestling forums, shouldn't we? That's a gold mine. But
The gold mine of
and I'm sure
opinions.
everybody on wrestling forums hated All Out. What did you like about All Out? Sebi in the chat gives it a 4 in context. I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to. I assume he's talking about all the injuries that happened, and or maybe
he
maybe
doesn't
he
even
means,
know what he's talking about.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
You
do you-
really think you're gonna take Sebi's opinion seriously when he rated us 5 out of 5 for attempt?
It's better
Come
than
on.
4 out of 10, isn't it?
Come on now. For attempt?
For context, he says. So, tell me what you liked about All Out and why this was actually a good pay-per-view, contrary to popular belief.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I didn't see the match with Joey Janela, and I'm kind of just match right now. Don't know how I didn't see it. Private Party defeated Dark Order. Didn't see that one either. Was that on a pre-show?
Yeah, pre-show.
Oh my god, why do they have such good matches on the pre-show?
No, they
If
weren't
I
that
were to
good.
swap. Oh my god, what? Okay, let me know right now. Do you have the match card up by any chance?
I don't have the whole match card up. No, do you have the buy-in match card? Is that what you're doing? But I can remember some
I
of it.
just have the whole match card from all of that. And
Well, I
I'm
do
just
know
like,
that they
dude, like,
opened-
I would swap those matches out with other matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I-
okay, let me go through. Okay, Big Swole defeated Britt Baker.
Well, let's talk about that one.
I
Big
didn't
Swole
finish it, but I was watching it. Where I was watching it, right? Well, actually, first of all, I was playing Hotline Miami on stream, and Urka didn't tell me that it was like 8:10, and I was like,
Oh, it's
my
her
God,
responsibility,
All
yeah.
Out's on, so I had to rush and stuff, and I didn't even see that match. I turned it on with the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express match, so I didn't see the Big Swole match. But you tell me what you thought about it.
Well, okay, it was
I
called
saw
the
some
Truth.
of it. I didn't finish the story. After the pay-per-view, it replayed, and I saw some of it, but then it went out.
Okay, so it was called the Tooth and Nail match. I thought it was a great concept. They were fighting in Britt Baker's dentist office. Big Swole comes in, and she's in this empty dentist office, and Britt Baker comes in over her shoulder, like Mike Myers with
And
her
there was
mask.
blood on the floor. That was pretty
Blood on
cool.
the floor. I love that. Then here's the thing. It kind of fell apart because I think we realized Big Swole, average wrestler. Britt Baker, I would say a better wrestler than
Above
Big
average.
Swole, but she's currently injured. She's got a knee injury, and yet they were having her wrestle a match. And that showed, I think, how flawed maybe her walking ability is right now, because she was kind of tripping over her own feet. She was not quite able, neither of them were quite able to make this look like a presentable athletic match, even though it was in its office, I'll give them that. But look, it was great idea, bad execution, sloppy match. The one thing I did like, which I'm sure you like too, because this is your style, you love when people use syringes in matches, right? CZW style.
Yes.
Britt Baker got stabbed in the leg with, what's it called, anesthetic?
She did? That's hilarious. I didn't
Yeah.
see that part. Oh my
And then her
God.
leg fell asleep and she couldn't walk. But here's
Oh,
the thing,
wow.
I would have loved that if she was able to walk during the regular part of the match before she got stabbed, because she was limping on her broken knee, and then she got stabbed in the leg, and they play the story that her leg fell asleep. But wasn't her leg asleep the whole time?
Maybe. I don't know. I like it. I will agree with you with it being a little bit sloppy, but for a different reason. I just feel like the shots were too soft.
Yeah.
It didn't look like they were really hitting each other. I don't know. I don't want to talk trash about it because, I mean, I love the concept, of course. But, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like some of the shots were pretty soft. Like the, what was it called? The dentist tray Fuck, that shot was soft. A lot of the strikes were pretty soft. I don't know. It was cool, but I didn't see the whole match. I didn't even see that stabbing parts, but yeah, that's my take on it. I still think it was awesome, but just some of the shots were really soft, and it was a little bit disappointing seeing
That's true.
stiffness. Like what's his name? Like Sammy Callahan. We came for stiff. Watch the documentary on YouTube. Very good documentary. I recommend it.
Well, one shot that wasn't soft was definitely the one that went into Britt's leg,
Yeah, I
and that's
wish I
the
saw
only
that.
redeeming quality of the match, I gotta say. The next match was the Young Bucks Jurassic Express. Perfectly fine match. I don't really care. Young Bucks are kind of heels now. Whatever.
You don't care. What the fuck is wrong with you? That was an amazing match. Say
was
that was a
fine.
fucking amazing match, you piece of shit. You know that was a fucking amazing match. Stop.
I don't have anything
bullshit,
bad
Jack.
to say about it. I just didn't care. But the
How
next
do you
one,
not care? How do you what is wrong with you? Like there actually is something wrong with you. Literally, the
mean?
whole world cares about that match.
nobody. What? It was a match that had no story. The story was that the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express and tag on Dynamite.
Exactly, and what happens when you win on a big pay-per-view? You get a good paycheck.
What? Why is that a
And
storyline?
that's going to
not a
advance them
storyline.
to fighting for the tag titles. You don't know how wrestling works?
Not necessarily. It wasn't a number one contenders
Yes,
match.
necessarily.
It
It doesn't
could.
matter. They defeated a top tag team.
It's not. It was not a story. It was simply a match that happened on a pay-per-view with
It was a
no
great
reason
match.
to
It was an
happen.
amazing match.
It was a fine match. It was okay. It was
Fine
fine.
match.
It was good.
What the fuck is wrong with you? This is why you're off the grid. Off the fucking
Off the
your
grid?
Opinions in hell.
What does that mean?
Your opinion ranking. You know, some people have opinions and it's pretty high. Some people have opinions that are so high it's in heaven. Below that, it's in hell. All right.
Yeah, Urkajerk in the chat says, do you guys think that's Dr. Baker's actual office? I really hope it was her actual office, and I hope that blood on the floor was actual blood from a patient earlier in the day. Because
It
if
was.
not, they're kind of lying to us, right? Wrestling won't
No.
do that. But the next match that happened on this show was the Casino Battle Royal, and this is another match that I guess the first match on this card that I really disliked. I thought this match was pretty sloppy. A bunch of people just kind of hitting each other. There was no real story to this match either until kind of the end. Like at the end of the match with the Lance Archer Eddie Kingston thing. But then they made Eddie Kingston look like a babyface when he's been established as a heel.
Scared of snakes. What is this?
And
He was afraid of a snake.
yeah, exactly. I kind of like that part. But also, did you notice how Jake the Snake was just like had the snake in his hands, and when Eddie Kingston was on the ropes, he just would like lift up the snake every once in a while because he didn't know when his cue was. So he just kept threatening him with the snake, and Eddie wouldn't react because it wasn't his time to react. So I don't think he was scared of that snake. I think he just kind of was like, well, is it my cue to be scared of the snake?
Oh my god, that was pretty fun. Well, hold on. I just want to say that Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express match was absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10.
Fuck off.
He fucking kicked Marco Stunt's crutch out and then super kicked him in the face because fuck Marco Stunt for interfering in the match, motherfucker. Young Bucks are heels now. Now they're way more badass. I don't even think they're Christian anymore. I think they're atheists. Now,
No,
the
Christian
Battle
would make them
Royale-
heels.
What?
The Christian AF thing is a very heel move, is it not?
I don't know. But now the Battle Royal, yeah, I wanted Darby Allin. Of course, dude, if we did our predictions for this, you already know I would have picked Darby Allin. And in my head, I literally had Darby Allin winning this whole
For sure.
damn thing. Now, let's see, the ending. I kind of wanted Eddie Kingston to win. Cause,
I know,
Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley, that's some like CZW 2008, 2009 shit right there. That's a real good match.
Yeah.
They both have similar ways of life and similar fighting styles, similar attitudes. I don't know. I thought that would have been a really, really sick match. Lance Archer won though by eliminating Eddie Kingston, which I'm about. Love Lance Archer. Would love to see Lance and Moxley. Now, Eddie Kingston being afraid of the snake, that kind of bugged me because it was like I like it. Like for anyone else, I would have liked it. But Eddie Kingston's supposed to be this tough guy from the Bronx, blah, blah, blah. I hang with shooters. Meanwhile, he's afraid of a snake. And it's like, wow. If you're from the Bronx, you know, you have roaches in your apartment, you know, you have water bugs. You shouldn't be afraid of anything. But, you know, if you're this tough guy from the fucking Bronx, you should be used to these fucking pests, motherfucker. And this guy's afraid of a fucking snake. And like, dude, how are you a tough guy and you're afraid of a snake? I don't know. Maybe that's just me because I grew up with snakes. I don't fucking know. But
You grew up with snakes? You were raised by snakes?
I was raised, yeah. John Moxley, Dean Ambrose was raised by wolves. I was raised by snakes. That's the way I am today.
No, it makes sense. Sebi says, I don't think Kingston was afraid of the snake. JR just made a bad call. It was more or less a distraction. So if JR made a bad call, which he started to do a lot more frequently these days, why did he make such a point of it? He goes, look, Eddie Kingston's not afraid of any man, but he's afraid of a snake. Or wait, let me do the impression. Eddie Kingston's not afraid of any man, but he's afraid of a snake. You know, does that sound like JR? Was that him?
Yeah, pretty much. I thought you
So-
got him in for an interview. I was about to say, well, who did you add to Skype call? JR?
Yeah, JR, Jim Ross. And he, if he was afraid of this, or if he wasn't afraid of the snake and it was a distraction, then why did Jake actually not try to distract him with it? He just kind of held it over his shoulder and just kind of went like, do I lift it? Do I attack him with a snake? What's happening? He was just as confused as I was watching. And if it was a distraction, it was a really bad one because you don't raise up a snake to somebody's back and expect that they're going to get scared of it. And it was also in the bag. The snake didn't even, there might not even been a snake in there.
Dude, it was in the bag. Dude, it was probably like, you know how you open a can of nuts and it goes, woo, and the things pop out? It was probably those snakes. It was probably fake nut can snakes. Damn it. It
must have been one of those. He should have brought a
Spencer's.
can of nuts, yeah. Maybe that should be Eddie Kingston's new gimmick. So if he ever loses a match, it should be because somebody brought in some variation of a snake. Either Jake the Snake threatens him with a snake over his shoulder, or somebody has a can of nuts and says, oh, but it's just nuts. You want to take it? And then Eddie Kingston opens it up and a snake pops out and he gets rolled up for a pin. I would like that.
Now that would be pretty funny if they kept rolling with the whole snake thing.
Yeah.
I actually think that would be pretty funny. Something else that happened in the Battle Royale. Darby Allin got power. Yo, that was so craziest thing. He got put in the body bag full of thumbtacks and got power bombed off the stage. I was hoping that like they were gonna open it up and he was gonna come out and start fighting. He was gonna be bloodied everywhere. But it's like, dude, what's the point of having the thumbtacks in the bag if no one's gonna see the aftermath?
True.
Like, I don't really care. I mean, I care, of course, because obviously it hurt and it's pretty cool. But like, I want to see the blood. I want to see how banged up Darby Allin is from getting thrown out of the ring onto the stage in a body bag full of thumbtacks. That's pretty brutal stuff. And I kind of wish, not only do I wish he won, I wish I saw the aftermath of his thumbtack bump. And now apparently he's injured. Now Matt Sydal was the Joker card, and he had his debut.
And that was quite a joke too, wasn't it?
That was quite the fucking joke. No, I mean, I love Matt Sydal. I love Evan Bourne. I marked out when he came out. Dude, after that shooting star press, sat back down and acted like it was a regular match. Kind of forgot he was there. Kind of killed all the hype of him debuting.
No, that wasn't
Not
a
even
shooting
gonna
star
lie.
press. That was an elbow drop. Am I wrong?
I don't even know what it was. He died.
Yeah.
That was just like, that was really brutal and very funny.
I don't think it was as bad as some of those, like that shooting star press video where the guy goes "fuck it" and then does a press and then lands right on the turnbuckle. I think this one specifically, he looked more like he landed a little bit awkwardly and then oversold it to make it look like he was really hurt because he folded up his legs over his head and gave it the impression that his neck was broken or something, you know. So I don't think it. Actually
I want to know
was that
what was
bad.
going through his head. Like, it was just embarrassing, dude.
The ring.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
You made your debut and you just completely fuck it.
Yeah, I think it ended up working out though, because honestly, his performance outside of that was pretty good. I actually didn't notice that he'd done that botch for a minute. I looked away for a second, and then I saw it later on Twitter. I saw like the gif of him landing.
Oh, you didn't see it live?
I didn't even notice it live. All I noticed was that he looked like he almost won the match, and he had a pretty decent performance. So I'll say that's all right. I don't think it's going to ruin his capabilities of wrestling, and he got up and finished the match. So there's that. But another guy who maybe shouldn't have finished the match. This is a big controversy. What do you think about the Matt Hardy thing?
Oh, dude, I was watching that, and I was like, damn. Dude, as soon as they went up there, I was like, oh boy, this is crazy. Okay, this is gonna be pretty sick. And then he was gonna go for the side effect, and I was like, oh my god. And then he went for the spear, and as soon as he would go for the spear, I was like, oh no. Because it's like, dude, a spear, you have momentum, you go flying.
You have to land on the floor, yeah.
Dude, the table was straight down. Like, if it was a choke slam, it would have been cool, but like, it wasn't that. They're not 6'8", So Sammy Guevara did a spear, and yeah, Matt Hardy completely hit his head on the concrete. He was out cold. I felt his pain because I took a Blue Thunder Bomb. You know my Blue Thunder Bomb story. Literally felt like that, and I didn't know what to think. I didn't know like, yo, am I being worked? Is this a work? Are you ribbing me, bro? Is it a rib? But it was real life. This is so real. I don't think it was either of their faults. I think it was whoever set up the damn thing. Now, first of all, like, dude, it's on concrete, and you only got 2 tables there. That's not gonna do much, right? So I feel like that could have happened, regardless of him overshooting it. And it's like, why would you set it up so close to the thing? If you knew it was gonna be a spear. I don't know if they didn't know it was gonna be a spear. I don't know any of that. I don't know any of the inside dirt. But I feel like whoever set it up is an idiot. And even beyond the spear and it being too close, they should have put 4 tables. They should have stacked 2 tables. I mean, they should have stacked 4 tables, 2 on the bottom, 2 on top, because they are landing on concrete. It's not like they were landing on a mat. They were landing on concrete.
Yeah.
And I think there should have been more tables there to break the damn fall. And it's pretty brutal. It was pretty brutal to watch. And then he got back up, and I didn't know what to think. Like, I was like, whoa. And then he put up the big X, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And then he got back up, and then he finished the match, and I was like, what's happening? And then they went to the finish. It was a mess. I feel bad for both of them, because I know Sammy Guevara is getting blamed for it, probably. When it really isn't his fault. It's whoever freaking set the damn thing up. And Matt is, like, in a lot of pain. Now, to hit your head on the concrete from that high up in the air, I can't even imagine. My Blue Thunder Bomb experience is bad. I can't imagine that hitting the back of your head on the bare concrete.
Right.
That was brutal. And I'm sad because it started off so cool with Sammy Guevara in the golf cart. And then he goes and drives towards them and crashes. And then it ends horribly because there was a big, fat mishap. Like, honestly, that probably would have been match of the night or one of the matches of the night. But it wasn't. It ended early, and I'm sad.
You know, are we sure this was are we sure this wasn't just a work? Because look, let me explain this to you. We had 2 matches between Sammy and Matt before. Both of them ended in one of the guys getting injured and bleeding all over the place.
Horrible, yeah.
I don't know if either of those were real injuries, like, you know, accidents.
No, the first Sammy Guevara chair one was an accident. Apparently he grabbed the wrong chair and threw it at him, and he got in trouble. I went with it as a storyline.
But in the tables match, when Sammy got busted open, he had that gash going down his face and he had to get stitches. So that was an accident too. So what if they just wanted to roll with the getting injured gimmick, and they were just like, what if we just concuss Matt on the floor? I mean, he's only the second best Hardy Boy. It's not a big loss. And it's actually third best if you count George Arband. And
True.
You know, the name of the match is the Broken Rules match, right? So why not break concussion protocol rules? Right?
True.
Why not break Matt's head, brain? True. And he's already broken Matt Hardy, so, you know, he's already kind of gone off the edge, I mean, in storyline and everything. So, you know, if you just drop him on his head a little bit, maybe it works for the gimmick and the character.
You're kind of right there. What if it's all fake? What if wrestling's fake, dude?
What if wrestling's fake? What if it's more fake than what you think? And then Rebby Hardy, his wife, on Twitter was freaking out and blaming the company. Maybe you remember when Matt Hardy was Big Money Matt, and he has this other gimmick where he was like the pretentious, you know, very derivative heel character with Rebby by his side, right? Yeah. So what if this is all just an excuse? If I can go back into my conspiracy mindset here, what if this is all just an excuse for Rebby and Matt to come out, and she's like blaming the company, and she's like, Tony Khan, you tried to kill my husband, and then that's like he's a heel now, you know?
What if you're onto something here? What if I was watching Rebby go off on Twitter. Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the tea. You ready for some tea, Jack?
Yeah, always.
Piping hot tea. So, Rebby says Matt Hardy has a concussion. Meanwhile, AEW says he doesn't. Who's lying?
Oh, who would lie in this scenario? Well, my instinct is to say that Tony Khan is lying.
Yeah, the company would. The big company would lie.
Yeah, but
who knows?
This is not. It's not a good look for AEW. And yeah, Sebi in the chat says Rebby can be really knee jerk at times. And that's why it makes me think that she's, I don't know, overreacting. I'm not going to say that because it's her husband and everything. She sees him. But look, the company has a lot to lose here because they're already running events in the middle of a pandemic, which most major companies are not.
The only other ones are WWE and UFC.
Well,
and
WWE
NBA,
is not
I
running
guess.
events with
aren't the
fans.
sports running or something? I don't know.
Yeah, but without fans. That's what I mean. They're running events with actual paid fans.
Oh, you mean that?
Tickets,
Oh, yeah.
So if they have this, they have Evan Bourne coming in and somehow
Dying.
botching his one move. They have Darby Allin coming in and botching his one move, which is taking a bump on his back. And they have then they have Matt Hardy coming in and, doing this whole concussion bit that he thought was so cool and so funny. But so why would they make it? Why would they do all this? You know what I'm saying? Am I crazy?
I don't think you're crazy, Jack.
Get it?
It's
Just use the bullshit.
pretty crazy how many things kind of went wrong. Like how many people just got hurt or just messed up something. Like, damn, bro, what is it? Something's in the air at All Out.
Something must have been in the air. Oh, COVID's probably in the air because of all the fans there.
Oh yeah, that
Maybe that's
virus,
it.
right? There's that virus going around. I think I've heard of that.
One of the symptoms is fatigue, right? So what if when the fans came in, they started spitting all over the place? When they were singing Chris Jericho's theme song, right? They were singing
yeah.
Judas. They, I hear when you, I worked at a theater camp over the summer, right? And they were saying that when you sing, it actually spreads the germs faster. They go out further if you were to not wear a mask. So
nice.
if the fans pulled their masks down, they're singing, all that shit's going towards the ring. You know what I'm saying? Then
mimosa?
COVID, it gets into their headspace. Matt Hardy gets so fatigued when he's up there that he just lands on his head. Evan Bourne's so fatigued he can't do his one move and he lands. And Darby, I don't know, whatever. Darby just gets injured all the time.
What if while they were preparing the mimosa, people were singing backstage, and all the COVID went into the mimosa, and the fumes from the mimosa were sitting backstage the whole time. So as the wrestlers walk out and walk around the arena, they get fatigued.
You're so right, because Chris Jericho, we know he's not the most responsible fella. He had his big concert in the middle of a pandemic indoors, and then he performed at the Sturgis Rally, which apparently, did you hear this, led to 250,000 COVID cases at Sturgis Rally? Which
I didn't know.
Which the Sturgis Rally obviously has been the breeding ground for disease since it started.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's where they used to hold those WCW Hog Wild pay-per-views, and it's a motorcycle rally in South Dakota. And
he had a concert? I didn't even know he had a concert.
He had a Fozzy concert at Sturgis.
A live
Nobody was wearing
concert?
masks or social distancing because they're all rednecks. So, Chris Jericho.
Where is this located?
South Dakota.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Imagine living there. Imagine being from South Dakota.
I know, right?
Oh,
Depressing
no.
existence.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. So, Jericho, not only is he sabotaging, the world by letting COVID spread even more, but he has all this mimosa. He has these big tubs of mimosa, right? Which, like you said, the fumes are causing everybody to injure themselves. So, and his song is the reason that people are spitting COVID into the ring. So I don't know. Fuck Jericho, honestly.
No, I love him. He's great. I want more concerts.
Yeah, we should go to the next one.
Maybe we'll kill all the rednecks.
Actually, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Kill all the Ozzy fans.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa. It was a good match.
Yeah, I will say I think
Didn't pay that much attention.
Right.
But from what I saw, it was a pretty rad match.
I liked. I'll say the matches that I thought were the next couple of matches there on the list. I thought were good.
Let me go down.
Sure.
Natural Nightmares. And Scorpio Sky and Zack Ryder. Versus Dark Order. Honestly, bro,
Yeah.
honestly, it was just like I didn't really care about the match that much. It was cool. Now Dustin Rhodes gets a title shot tomorrow, but it was just one of those matches where it's like you're just sitting there and it's like. I mean, it's cool because it's wrestling, but it's like, I don't really care.
Yeah. The only thing I noticed about this match and the storyline too is that, am I crazy or has Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, a guy who is known for his character and his promos and stuff like that, and his web show, has he really not said a single word since he came to AEW?
Dude, he hasn't said anything.
Nothing.
He's just Matt Cardona.
You're not even in the ring. He's just been Matt. He's also not got a gimmick. His gimmick is that he's Cody's friend, who we recognize from WWE. But other than that,
who
what's
we
his gimmick?
recognize, yeah.
Yeah, he's not the Long Island
has
guy.
big muscles.
Yeah, he's not the Long Island Ice Z anymore. He's not the action figure guy or whatever. He doesn't have any of his former gimmicks. He's just some guy named Matt.
basically. I mean, I love him because he's Zack Ryder, but like,
Yeah, but I don't know if I
true.
should. Like, who is this guy? What the fuck?
Yeah. Who's Matt Cardona?
What is Matt Cardona?
What does he do?
Stands there and he puts up his fingers like the LI thing because he thinks that's so cool, and then he just has this look on his face like, he has that like smirk.
That
one little-
look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that look.
I hate it. I really hate it. I'm starting to hate this guy. Bottom 5.
Bottom
5. Oh my god, brutal! How fast you've switched.
Yeah, right. And I liked the tag title match. It wasn't.
Dude.
I feel like it could have been better. These.
How
with these
can it?
guys-
How?
Well, first of all, okay, look, I'm looking at the time on this match here. I'm looking on this cage match
30
page.
minutes.
It says it went half an hour. It went a full 30 minutes, and
Hell yeah.
I don't remember. I
really
remember
good
like 3
wrestling.
spots. I don't remember anything
What
from
the
this
fuck
match.
is wrong with you? Did you like sit there and watch it? Like, I
Yes.
really don't understand what's wrong with you.
No, dude, I'm
Like,
not saying I didn't
even
like this
kidding.
match.
Like, what the fuck?
I liked
Jack?
the match.
That was an extremely good wrestling match. That was an extremely good tag team match. You have the beautiful old school style
Yeah.
of FTR with the very cool, also somewhat old school but very new school style of Kenny Omega and Adam Page.
whoa,
It was
hold
the
on.
best clash of both worlds. It was an amazing match. Crazy storyline because Adam Page and Kenny Omega are not getting along. Adam Page got butting heads on things that they do. It was very crazy.
Yeah.
And FTR was very determined. Oh my god, dude, it was such an amazing match.
Yeah,
Everything that
no.
they did, I didn't know who was gonna win.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I love the storyline. It's probably my favorite thing. I mean, I'm glad they're starting to pick up the whole idea of like Hangman being on the outs with the Elite because they haven't really addressed that much in the last few months. But I'm glad they're starting to go
That's
back
crazy.
to
I
it.
want to cry about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I love that storyline. It's the best thing going, I think, on the show right now. But it's and I love the finish. And overall, I thought it was a great match. I just expected more. Also, why?
What does that mean?
Did you just say that Kenny Omega has an old school style?
Well, I mean, they have somewhat of an old school-ish style.
Kenny Omega?
Just certain things that he does, just certain wrestling moves and the way that he does some things.
Yeah, the
He's
tope
not an
con
old school
hilo and the
style
dragon
wrestler.
suplex.
I'm just
yeah.
saying, there's certain things about him. Just little things. I just noticed, like, just little things. I can't name them right now. I have to think, but like, it's just little things. Especially with Adam Page. Adam Page would be the perfect freaking wrestler in the 80s territory.
Right. You're saying that Kenny Omega. You're not saying Kenny Omega is an old school wrestler. You're just saying some things about it.
There's things about him that
Yeah.
show like I see what you're doing, but yeah, there's things about him that show like I don't know, some old school wrestling influence.
Yeah, I remember when.
But of course they both have their new school style with, stiffer shots and like flips and like certain moves that weren't around in the 80s. And FTR, they wanted them to freaking hold the tag ropes and stuff like that. Like I don't know, it was just like the perfect mix of tag team, for a tag team match. And like I don't know, I love the tag team division in AEW.
Yeah.
It's way better than WWE.
True. Who can
But
forget when?
I like the Raw division, but I really mainly only like 3 tag teams pretty much on Raw.
Yeah.
And I think there only are 3 tag teams on Raw.
I think you're right. Who can forget too when Lou Thez went to Shea Stadium and hit 5 V triggers on George Hackett for a 2 count. I love that match. So
That was great.
The next one was the Mimosa Mayhem match, which this is one of my favorite matches on the show. I thought that was great.
That was so cool. They
I'm
did
surprised
so
nobody was talking about
perfectly.
Yeah, I feel like nobody was talking about this match online, and people were talking more about the ones that the botched matches and stuff like that. But
Of course, because everyone on wrestling Twitter and online is just annoying.
you're right.
They just want to hate on everything.
True.
And on Boulevard Bullies Big Cartel.
I'm even looking at Cage Match right now, and they have like scores. They have like user scores. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara has a 0.77, which I think is one of the lowest rated matches ever. The Big Swole Britt Baker match has a 2.0.
Yes.
This match,
it's definitely worse than Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Yeah, no doubt about that. Like, what's wrong with people? Like,
I know,
whatever.
for real. But Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho here has a 5.7. What is that?
Like, I literally don't take anything that anyone says seriously about
I don't
wrestling.
understand this.
Like,
It's-
people are so dumb.
Yeah,
These
I
are the
feel
same
like
people that don't put the shopping carts back. These are the same people that in Fall Guys make the seesaw just stick straight up and keep jumping down it.
don't know what you're talking about,
a long
but I
day.
agree.
It's been a long day, Jack.
Has it been a long day? Steve of House is in the chat. He's ready
Hello,
for
Steve.
Trivia. Steve, hate to break it to you.
Oh wow. Do you have your? Oh, you can call in and we can do trivia if you have your 80s wig.
We got a couple more things to get to first, so wait till after the show. But The main event. Okay, John Moxley, MJF. This was match of the night for me. I thought this was a great match. I love the MJF getting all bloody. I thought they told a great story in this match. I thought this was my favorite match of the night.
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
However,
and it's beautiful because we both have, we've seen MJF since like the beginning of his career, and just to see how everything is. Years ago in 2018, when we're sitting at some freaking Evolve show at La Boom, if you would have told me like, oh, MJF is gonna be fighting John Moxley in the main event of this really cool wrestling promotion,
right?
I'd be like, no way, John Moxley? Like, what? It's crazy.
Yeah, and I love this. I love it so much, but the only thing I have an issue with, though, is the finish. You mentioned before we started that you actually liked this finish. Let me just say what I disliked about it. John Moxley, right? The story of this match is that his paradigm shift is banned. His big move.
Right.
Dirty Deeds. It's banned. He can't use it. He signed the contract that says he can't use it. And for that stipulation, he got to fight that lawyer guy. So he got his wish, and then the only thing he had to do was not use that move. Now, to beat Jake Hager, he didn't use the Dirty Deeds, right? To beat Brody Lee, he didn't use the Dirty Deeds. So many matches he's had, he's won without this move. But in this match, he has to wait until the referee's back is turned and then does it anyway. First of all, does he not know that he's just opening the door for MJF to complain for 3 months about how he should be the champion? Does he not realize that that makes him look like a fucking heel? And also, why couldn't he have just used the rear naked choke he did on Brody Lee? Why couldn't he have put him through a guardrail again? Like, I don't understand.
No. You have it all wrong, Jack. Just like how he did an illegal move, MJF by using a ring to knock him out and take the title. It's perfect. It's just perfect vengeance, perfect payback. It's a beautiful thing. Think about it. The ref's back is turned. MJF gets the ring. And then he wants to go hit him and knock him out and steal the title away from him, right? And John Moxley isn't a babyface or a heel. He's John Moxley, dude. He is just that guy, all right? It doesn't matter. So he did the cool thing, all right? He said, oh, you want to try to use that ring? All right, bet. I'm going to use the paradigm shift. Boom. And he beat him with the move he wasn't supposed to use as payback for MJF trying to steal the title away from him by knocking him out with an illegal ring. It's perfect.
That's true.
It's too perfect.
But in the contract,
he landed right on his busted open head, and it doesn't matter. So look, he does the paradigm shift, he gets disqualified. MJF knocks him out with the ring, he gets disqualified.
Right.
It's perfect.
But in the contract for the match,
it's like doing something bad. It's like someone does something bad to you, and you do something bad back. It's perfect. It's the way John Moxley lives his life.
In the contract for the match, it said you can't use the paradigm shift. It didn't say specifically you can't use a foreign object. I mean, obviously that's the rules of any wrestling
Obviously,
match.
It's the rules of a match.
I know, but if what's his name, MJF, had used the ring success, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with Dynamite, but like, shouldn't John Moxley face some kind of punishment for this because he disobeyed the rules? Because outside of the
MJF
traditional realm of
pay
a
a
match.
punishment.
But he didn't successfully do it, though. He didn't successfully hit him.
If MJF hit him with the ring and won the title, they go by what the referee says, all right? They're not going to... Tony Khan isn't going to come out and be like, oh, hey, you did an illegal move in the match. You're not the real champion. I'm going to give it back and give it back. I'm going to take it back and give it back to John. Because that's not how it works.
That happens all the time.
That's not how wrestling works.
Oh, have you seen... You remember when Undertaker beat Edge with the last ride and it was a banned move and they stripped him of the title?
No, I don't.
It happened in 2008, so...
works. Okay, maybe it happens 5 times in all of wrestling history, Jack. Maybe it
happens all the time. Whenever there's a heel GM, it happens.
It does not happen all the time.
It does.
You're crazy.
Edge used the spear. Edge used a spear on Dolph Ziggler, and Vicky Guerrero stripped him of the title. Remember that?
It doesn't matter. Okay, that's time number 2, Jack. That's time number 2. It doesn't matter. There's been millions and millions of times where people have won matches or won titles by doing illegal moves, and nothing happens to them.
Millions?
All right?
Millions?
So it evens out, all right? Because if MJF won in an illegal way, he would have been the world title. He would have been the world champion. So John Moxley just did the right thing and used the move that he wasn't supposed to use as payback, saying, oh, really, you want to try to cheat? All right, I'll cheat. And he won. Because he's not a face, he's not a heel, he's John Moxley.
Right.
He goes by the beat of his own drum.
You're right, and I guess I shouldn't say that he's doing a heel move, which is uncharacteristic, because he is.
Mox did use the shift because MJF was about to use the ring. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think that doesn't make MJF the heel in the situation. I mean, yeah, he was about to use a ring, but he did kind of get
Who
screwed.
cares?
All
Who
right.
cares about face or heel?
I don't know. I kind of
It's
care.
2020.
Sebby says,
Obviously, John Moxley is the face, and MJF obviously is the heel.
right. Well, Sebby says it wasn't the paradigm shift; it was the Death Rider, the version he uses where he lifts them up. That's fair. But it wasn't because they also banned specifically the double arm DDT. That's what Smart Mark Sterling said. By the way, can I say Smart Mark Sterling? He was a trainer at the Creator Pro School that I attended for a month, and I never met him when I was there, but he was one of the trainers. And you know, when I watched his match with John Moxley and I saw him try to run the ropes, is that guy seriously a trainer?
No, I think he was doing it on purpose. Because
how do
apparently
you do
his
it on
whole
purpose?
gimmick was that he just started wrestling training 5 days ago.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Because
He
he's a
looked like
lawyer,
shit,
man.
so-
He doesn't wrestle. He's just a lawyer.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
Was
if
all
I
it
were, if I lived in Long
Steve.
Island and I was
Right.
trying to look for a wrestling school, I would not sign up for the school that Mr. Kelly running the ropes can't. He teaches that. But that's just me. So, yeah, you know what?
Well, then
Steve,
again, MJF was trained at Creative Pro and he was fighting for the world title. So
that's true. Steve says this is like arguing whether or not Voldemort or Harry Potter used their wands correctly. Hey, forgive me, Steve, if I want to think that wrestling's real and I want to argue about the semantics of it because, you know what? I prefer to treat wrestling like I'm still like 10 and he had to join the Nexus.
you don't treat wrestling like you're a kid. You treat wrestling like every other piece of trash on Twitter.
I think I do both sometimes. I mean, like when maybe you're right. I don't like
I
the
enjoy
Young Bucks.
wrestling. I love wrestling and I watch it and I get happy about it. I don't say every single bad thing about it. All right, I enjoy it. If I didn't like it and I'm just gonna go online and talk trash about it, I won't watch it. I don't know how those people wake up every day like just miserable. They must make up so miserable, just wanting to kill themselves every day. I don't understand. I don't understand that someone could go online and hours and hours just talk trash about something. Like, find something you do like then. I just really don't get it. But whatever.
No, I
Continue.
actually
I'm sorry, I
totally agree with you. Okay, well, you love wrestling. You're talking about how much you are passionate about wrestling and how you don't like to see the bad in it. But you know what? Do you love wrestling enough that you'd be the type of fan who might, I don't know, jump the guardrail, try to get into the ring? Because you've seen these people, right? You know what I'm talking about. You've seen these people who jump in the ring, try to attack wrestlers. If you're you know, some wrestler, who's a wrestler you love? The Young Bucks. If the Young Bucks lost the tag team titles, would you jump in the ring and attack a fucking FTR or whatever? Would you pull a knife on him?
No, I wouldn't. I'm not a psycho.
Would there ever be a situation where you would do that? Where you would get in the ring? Because actually, you know what? I've seen you do it in an ICW show.
Did you? I don't remember.
You don't remember this?
No, I wrestled in the ring, but I didn't jump in during the show. What do you
it was
mean?
right after the show ended. But yes,
Yeah, after the show ended. Yeah.
and you did get yelled at by Chris
We wrestled
Dickinson.
in the ring, but it was after the show.
Well, you know, I've seen a lot of instances like this over my time watching wrestling where fans have tried to jump in the ring thinking they were tough.
I love it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's sometimes concerning, and it's especially great when they absolutely get the shit kicked out of them. But it makes me wonder, who out of these fans who jump in the ring, which one of them are actually tough? Who would win if they all fought in a battle royal for real? You know, you've got my pick right now. I think is the guy who pulled Raven through the ropes and threw him on the ground. That guy, he's got
but
the
that was a
element of
cheap
surprise.
shot.
Yeah.
Pulled him by the hair from behind.
Well, did
That
it
was a
say in
cheap shot.
did it say in the contract he couldn't do that?
Contract. What are you talking about?
Another contender I think would be the guy who pulled a knife on Dean Ambrose and ran down the aisle and tried to kill him. Remember that guy?
Pulled a knife?
Yeah. Do you remember this?
I think I know the video you're talking about. I didn't know he had a knife.
Yeah. Well,
It
what
was
do
like,
you think?
He was like standing, like talking to the fans, right? And someone came over and walked across the stage.
Yeah. Yeah, and he got
I didn't know he had
tackled.
a knife.
He did have a knife. Yeah. And he's the guy who I think had that mug shot where his nose was just absolutely broken.
That's great.
Okay, well, if you had your pick, who do you think is the toughest out of all these fans who have tried to attack wrestlers?
Are you Bret Hart guy?
Oh my God, that's a good point.
That's a pretty good one. I'm trying to think some other ones.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that dude when Seth was walking on the stage? This guy just walked next to him.
Yeah. No, that guy just wanted to hang
So-
out with Seth Rollins. You know, you can't blame him.
There was a guy that joined the Shield in the ring.
You know, I had that guy written down too. He's a scary looking motherfucker though. He had the full flak vest, so if you shot him, he probably would be okay. And He also, the look on that guy's face. I mean, that guy. I think that guy was winning this battle royal here.
Oh man.
He wanted
Maybe.
it, you know. He wanted so badly to be a member of the Shield. It scares me.
Yeah. What about
You
the guy that tried to kidnap Sonya Deville?
That is a good one too. Or the guy who showed up with a gun outside the performance center.
Oh yeah.
That's
That
a solid.
guy.
That's a solid shot. You remember the guy who went into the ring during the ladder match and give a low blow to wait, no. Am I confusing?
yeah, I know.
There was a guy who attacked Eddie Guerrero and there was a guy who attacked Randy Orton. One of them gave a low blow. Let's remember what this
What
was.
about the guy that threw the Money in the Bank at Roman Reigns' head? At his dome piece.
That's a classic. Honestly, if I had a Money in the Bank briefcase in the crowd, Roman Reigns was in the ring in 2015, you can't say you wouldn't have the urge to do exactly that, right?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, dude, that was the worst.
Was it though?
Oh my God, everyone hated Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It was like you can be a horrible person. You can be like racist. You can be like the biggest racist, homophobic piece of trash, murderer. But you can both agree on hating Roman Reigns.
For sure. Imagine being Roman Reigns in that situation where not only, you come to the arena every week, several times a week, and get booed out of the building, and all you're trying to do is just entertain people, or whatever he was trying to do. I'm not exactly sure. Well, he wasn't doing a very good job of it, to be honest. But if he's coming to the ring every week, he just thinks the worst he's going to get is some people booing him and chanting, fuck you. But then he actually gets a weapon thrown at his head, and it whacks him directly in the dome. I mean, you got to be fearing for your life every corner you turn around.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Now, that sucks though, because it's like people didn't just hate the wrestling character. It's like if I saw who's someone wrestling wants today, I just hate their character. I don't know. I'll talk trash about Apollo Crews and Ricochet right now, because dude, the Hurt Business is where you would want to be. The Hurt Business is the real deal. Oh yeah. So I hate Apollo Crews and Ricochet right now. They were holding Cedric Alexander down, and he had no money in his pocket. He was fighting for somebody else's United States title. He was just taking the beatings for some other guy. He was in a tag team with a dude that called himself the one and only. Come on now, get out of here. He turned to the dark side, and he made the right decision. Now he's getting paid. He's gonna be getting the gold. He's gonna be getting the girls. He's gonna be getting everything. Because now he's in the Hurt Business, and he's not rolling with those two losers, Apollo Crews and Ricochet. I'm so happy, Jack, that Cedric is in the Hurt Business. One more thing I want to say about Monday Night Raw. I hate Cesaro, alright? But Shinsuke Nakamura right now, every time I just hear his theme begin, I hate him so much. And I really need the Street Profits to beat them on Raw. These are two SmackDown garbage, SmackDown pieces of trash that are coming onto the Raw turf. And they think they're the best? Who the hell do they think they are, Jack? They're going to get taught a lesson that they're not the best. They're second best, alright? They're the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They're second best. There will always be people ahead of them, no matter what title they have. And I hope they learn that next Monday on Raw when the Street Profits beat them in a champion versus champion, brand versus brand match. Okay.
Why did you talk about this stuff?
I don't know.
We went from psychotic fans jumping the guardrail to just you spewing nonsense about Cedric Alexander and Cesaro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Raw had me in my feelings yesterday. Roller coaster of emotions. Monday Night Raw yesterday.
Right.
Oh my god. What is your stance? What do you think about the Hurt Business right now? What do you think about Cedric Alexander joining the Hurt Business?
I think it's odd. I predicted it would happen at SummerSlam. Remember, I thought that he would jump in and I thought he would, jump the guardrail since that was the topic. And join the Hurt Business to help MVP win, and he didn't join at Payback either. But now finally, I think it's about time. He was the sidekick to Ricochet for too long. Cedric Alexander's cool. I like him.
I love him. Oh, dude, Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. Let me tell you this thing. Okay, two things I want to talk about real quick. About Monday Night Raw. Not real quick. It's a fucking wrestling podcast, motherfucker. I'm going to talk about this. So, dude, Drew McIntyre, he did some heel shit, man. He was like, you know what? I'm going to go attack Randy Orton. He broke my jaw. I'm going to go break his jaw. Attacked him one time during the match with Keith Lee. That was amazing. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I got you. I'm going to leave the building. Yeah, don't worry. We're leaving. I'm going to attack him again. One time. Oh, no, I'm leaving. Don't worry about it. And what happens? He attacks him, puts his jaw up against the damn turnbuckle. He's in so much pain that he can't even scream, Randy Orton. His jaw hurts so much that he can't even scream, Jack. The pain of him is...
Trivia.
Squeeze his jaw against the turnbuckle. It hurt him so bad he couldn't talk. They went in hard ass ring. What the hell was that?
You wanna try?
What do you think that was? What do you think that's, Jack? That hard. They didn't even have. That had to give it all. It was just like plastic. It looked like the freaking wrestling toy ring, Jack.
You know, Phil, I didn't watch Raw last night.
You didn't even watch it. I'm here. So you mean to tell me I'm on a wrestling podcast and Monday Night Raw, the big show of all wrestling, happened last night and you didn't watch it? I'm just here talking. I'll talk to people. Let me get my across now. McIntyre hit a big more kick on that hard ass ring. That was really cool. And one more thing I want to talk about. Kevin Owens, he's a babyface, right? But he was Shane McMahon at Raw Underground, and he still called him a jackass. And I love how he's a babyface, but he still has his heelness. He still has his heel grudges. It's great. It's like how Samoa Joe absolutely hates Rollins, but Samoa is also a heel. And on Raw Talk, he beautiful, beautiful thing. I love wrestling. I believe you watch whenever Jack. I'm disappointed in it.
You know, I'm sorry for betraying you. You know what I was doing? I was too busy picking out which wrestling themes I liked the most because I really couldn't decide which one was the best one. What do you think?
God, there's so many good wrestling themes out there. I can't even tell you which one is the best one.
Yeah,
Maybe
you know,
we
there's
should
so
create
many.
a tournament, Jack.
We should make a tournament, shouldn't we? You know, there are so many great wrestling themes out there. I decided let's throw it to the fans. Let's throw it to the listeners. You know, we've started to compile a list of the greatest wrestling themes in history, but we need your help with this. Throw your choices right now in the chat for the greatest wrestling themes of all time. We've got a tournament bracket coming up, and we're going to have you all vote because we're going to pick the definitive greatest wrestling theme of all time. And when that's all said and done, when this tournament is complete, we will know which one's best, and we'll know which of these I think is the worst. All right? So if you think the wrestling theme should be considered, drop it in the chat right now, and I'm going to write it down. But until then, until next week, Phil, I'm Jack Peterson. I'm Ajax, I'm Mr. Clean, I'm Mr. Trivia, and, you know, I'm Mr. Trivia. It doesn't work as well that time. I think I got something in my throat.
Yeah.
I'm Sex Pac, I'm the man of 1,000 strong in the word of wrestling opinions, and I'm joined every week by the man across the internet.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Predictions. I'm Mr. Unpredictable. I'm too sweet. I'm Mr. Slickback Hair today. All right, Jack? I'm Mr. Wrestling. I'm Mr. Wrestling fan who cares about wrestling and likes wrestling, Jack. That's me. That's my whole last name. I'm also Prince Havoc. I'm also Phil X. And thank you for listening.
We're the Alternative Wrestling Podcast. Tune in next week.